October 7, 1571. The Gulf of Lepanto, off the western coast of Greece. Don Juan of Austria. A young commander-in-chief, just 24 years old. He stood on the bridge of his flagship, La Real. Before him stretched the Ottoman fleet, some 230 vessels strong. The Holy League fleet numbered around 200. Outnumbered. But retreat was not an option. What was he thinking in that moment? Records tell us Don Juan barely slept the night before. He understood the weight of this battle better than anyone. This was no ordinary naval engagement. The survival of Christendom hung in the balance. Don Juan drew his sword and gave the order, "All ships, advance, in the name of God." In that instant, 200 galleys began to move. 1571. Ottoman naval power dominated the eastern and central Mediterranean. For decades, their threat had grown stronger. The conquest of Cyprus. Europe received it as a crushing blow of fear. And then, in August, Famagusta on the island of Cyprus fell. The terms of surrender were trampled. Commander Marcantonio Bragadin was executed, and tales of brutal retribution spread. Fear and outrage swept across Europe. Pope Pius V made his decision. To defend Christendom, we will form a holy league. Spain, Venice, the Papal States, Genoa. Nations once at odds united for the first time. And the man chosen to lead them was Don Juan of Austria, illegitimate son of Holy Roman Emperor Charles V. But Don Juan was only 24 years old. He had no experience commanding a major naval battle. His officers doubted him. What can this young upstart do? Records tell us Don Juan prayed alone through the night. He was afraid. But he could not retreat. 10:30 in the morning. Just before the two fleets clashed, the galleasses in the front line opened fire. Galleasses. Large galleys developed by Venice, bristling with heavy cannon. They were used as floating fortresses. Heavy cannonballs slammed into the Ottoman vanguard. Their formation shattered. Ottoman soldiers panicked. They had not anticipated this firepower. 11 a.m. The two fleets collided. Galley crashed into galley. Boarding. And then hand-to-hand combat erupted. Blood soaked the decks. This was not an artillery duel. Sword against sword. Man against man. The Ottoman commander-in-chief was Ali Pasha, a favorite of the Sultan. But his experience in naval warfare was limited. He held the numerical advantage, roughly 230 ships against 200. But he hadn't realized the devastating power of the Holy League's heavy guns. 1 p.m. Don Juan made his decision. Charge Ali Pasha's flagship. The flagship La Real surged toward the Ottoman command vessel. This was a gamble. A direct confrontation between commanders. The victor would decide the battle. The two ships crashed together. Boarding. Fierce hand-to-hand combat erupted on deck. Don Juan led from the front. He swung his sword and rallied his men. Records tell us 3 bullets struck his armor, but he did not fall. 2 p.m. Ali Pasha fell. Ali Pasha was killed in action, and some accounts say his head was raised high. Ottoman soldiers saw it. Their commander's death. Panic spread. Don Juan knew victory was his. He shouted, "All ships, pursue!" The Holy League fleet chased the crumbling Ottoman armada. Afternoon. Hours of brutal combat. The battle was over. The Ottoman fleet was annihilated. Estimates suggest over 100 vessels captured and dozens sunk. Ottoman casualties are estimated at 25,000 to 30,000 dead. And some 15,000 Christian slaves were freed. They had been chained to the oars as galley rowers. A young soldier fought in this battle. Miguel de Cervantes. The man who would later write Don Quixote. He was shot in the chest and left hand, losing use of his left hand. But later he would say this, The left hand I lost at Lepanto is my pride. That night, Don Juan stood alone. He had won, but he felt no joy. Records tell us he said to his officers, "Today many lives were lost. We must never forget their sacrifice." Holy League casualties are estimated at 7,000 to 8,000 dead. News of victory at Lepanto spread across Europe. In Rome, church bells rang out. In Venice, crowds filled the streets. For decades, Ottoman naval power had grown ever stronger. But at Lepanto, that myth was shattered. This was a psychological victory. The hope that we can win returned to Europe. But the empire's resilience was formidable. The Ottoman Empire rebuilt its fleet within a year. Their dominance of the eastern Mediterranean held. Clashes continued, but another massive fleet battle on the scale of Lepanto became unlikely. Strategic priorities shifted. Still, the significance of breaking the myth of invincibility was immense. Don Juan became a hero, but just 7 years later he died of illness. He was 31 years old. The Battle of Lepanto stands as one of the largest galley engagements in history. After this, naval warfare gradually transitioned to sailing ships and cannon. The age of galley warfare quietly came to an end. A new era had begun. So what can we learn from this battle? First, the power of unity. Spain, Venice, the Papal States. Nations once divided, united in the face of a common threat. Divided strength is weak, but united, we can stand against even the mightiest enemy. Second, the importance of technological innovation. The heavy firepower of the galleasses changed the course of battle. New technology always transforms the tide of war. And third, the weight of leadership. Don Juan was just 24 years old, but he led from the front and inspired his soldiers. A leader must fight alongside those they command. Now, let me ask you this. History is not only the story of victors. The defeated have their human stories too. If you were 24-year-old Don Juan, could you have borne this burden? In a divided world, would you have the courage to choose unity? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching to the end. The Battle of Lepanto was one naval engagement, but it contains everything: human courage, fear, decision, sacrifice. This channel digs into turning points in history as human stories. If today's video moved you, I'd appreciate your subscription and like. Your comments fuel the next video. Until next time,